Okay, so here I am in my house again, and I want to talk about a couple things. Um, of what kind of things I'm thinking about. So it's gonna look terrible, or it's gonna look terrible. All right. Anyway, all right. So we're facing a couple issues. Obviously, I'm waiting for a visa still. So I'm just here waiting for a visa. But like, okay, so I called this place, the place that I got the visa through, and I want to mention the name. It's called ILS, I think. ILS. Um, yeah, they're great. They're Russian. The lady was great. The first time I talked to her, she really explained everything in detail. And right, everything. Everything's gonna be fine. Da da da. Like, um, she's like, we processed like whatever, a bajillion visas. It's gonna be no problem. I told her, I said my last visa got rejected. I think I mentioned like at least 5 times that I wanted a 3-year visa just so that she was sure. Because the last people that I dealt with, they were Indian and they had no clue about Russian visas whatsoever. They did a good job. I mean, they did a fine job, but I had to be going back and forth like with them a lot. And most of the people I talked to just didn't understand the concept of what I was trying to say. It was pretty frustrating. But these people, they're good. They're based, I think, out of Washington, D.C. They're Russian. It's been, I can't say for the result because I'm in limbo right now. I'm waiting. But I called them and I said again, I'm a little worried. I'm not worried, but I'm anxious about it. Like, to be honest, I'm anxious about it. I was anxious about it. So I was like, do you think it's going to go through? Is there anything wrong with it? And she's like, don't worry. It's going to be fine. I'm sure. Oh, I recorded the conversation because I wanted to put it up on here. So I'm probably going to put that on here. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. But, what was I going to say? Yeah, about being anxious. Yeah, like the first few like days I was anxious about it. I look stupid. Yeah, I was like anxious about it. But I think when you get just so like something's bothering you like every day, and then it starts to piss you off about how much it's bothering you, so you just like forget it. So I think it was like today I was like, forget it. Like, I'm just tired of worrying about it. And I'm telling you, I can't even control it that I'm anxious about it, because I just think about it. I think about, oh, you're going, but it's like, oh, but what if you can't go? But then, like, and I'm like, I don't want to get my hopes up, because then what if they don't give it, and then I'm just mad. And so I just got frustrated by going back and forth about that I just said, you know what, I'll just forget it. So like today I just kind of put it out of my head and I said, just forget it, whatever. Like, it is what it is. Like, if it comes back, it comes back. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, whatever. So yeah. And also, like, I feel like I'm not gonna make a video every day about this, because it's just kind of like weird. I feel like it's like, okay, are you like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're like obsessed. I am upset. Like, I'm not, like, I'm telling you, like, I think about this all the time, all the time. When I look at my computer, my laptop, I have so much Russian stuff on there that I've just been collecting. Like, it's like everywhere I go, there's just Russian stuff. Like, I didn't even realize that it's on there. It's just been accumulating so much. Like, I took a screenshot of my like I of my computer, and I just had all this like saved Russian stuff on there, and I'm like, holy, I didn't even realize that I had all that on there. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm on here to just kind of just say this stuff. I feel awkward admitting all this. I feel like it's a lot. I feel like it's kind of strange. But I think that's the point. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if anyone else can relate to this sort of thing. Or not. But yeah, yeah, I figure since I want to talk about like stuff that actually matters, one thing to probably talk about is like, yeah, like, okay, how the how the hell are you gonna pay for stuff if there's no, so I don't know. So I do not know. Like I go on Google and like, because trust me, I've asked this question a million times. I asked like the tourist visa lady, and I was like, I know this kind of doesn't I don't know if it's appropriate or not to ask, but I'm like, I kind of brought up, I was like, well, like Airbnb doesn't work in Russia anymore, because I just went in September and it was great. Like Airbnb, super simple, super easy. So luckily, like my Airbnb people that I was with, so I stayed at like 4 different Airbnbs. Yeah, I know. I mean, whatever. Like, yeah, I just stayed at 4. It happened to be 4 different Airbnbs. So the first one was a hostel, right? The first one was a hostel in St. Petersburg, right? So it was like, it was great. It was the Friends, like Druzia Light Hostel in St. Petersburg. Really great place. I've heard other places recommended, but it's just the first place that I found on Airbnb that I liked. So I really like that place. I forgot exactly where it was at. Like I couldn't tell you like exactly. You could look it up on like Google or whatever, but I forget. Like I couldn't say like what neighborhood it was in or whatever. But yeah, I stayed at a hostel because I wanted to like be around people, and so nobody spoke English. The lady that worked there didn't even speak English. It was awesome. Obviously, I felt like, I mean, I'm embarrassed because like my Russian is obviously like not up to par at all. But it was great. It was awesome. Like it was awesome. Anyway, so the point is that, man, can I set this up better? Hold on, because I'm like leaning over. So like the second thing is, and I'm sorry because I know this is in portrait mode. I'm an idiot. Like seriously. So so I booked 2 different. I like booking like multiple. Obviously, I wouldn't have the luxury of doing that anymore because like Airbnb is just gone. By the way, like Airbnb is super convenient. I mean, I wish they had their own version of that. I really did. That would be great, even though I guess it wouldn't work as far as payment is concerned, which brings me to my point of and I'm sorry, like if I'm rambling, this is probably like the worst. But so I stayed at like 2 different Airbnbs, and I was like worried. I was like, does Airbnb work? So I was trying to look up like the address of where I was staying at, or to see if I can message. So you can still message on Airbnb, but so I messaged my 2 previous hosts on Airbnb, and I was like, ask them for their WhatsApp or whatever, or their number. So they both gave me their WhatsApp, and they're like, the one guy was like, when are you staying? And I'm like, dude, I don't know yet, but let me just get your number just in case. And then the other lady that I stayed with, I didn't stay with her. I rented, well, she Airbnb'd out her place. Her name was Maria, and Her place was in Murin, like in the Merino district. It's like on the northeast. It's like the northern east part of, I think it's like the last stop on one of the trains. Like in St. Petersburg. It's Merino district. You can Google it on, yeah, whatever. So yeah, my plan was like I was gonna hit them up once I get my visa and then see if I can maybe like long term their apartment and just pay them cash or whatever. And then so as far as payments are concerned, like, so obviously there's cash, okay? This is what I know. I don't know anything. I just try to Google stuff and I try to like, Reddit stuff, and I'm like in all the Facebook groups and stuff. So I'm not involved with crypto. I don't. So okay, so I ordered a Wise card. I literally have no idea if that would work, how it would work, if you can take money out of it, what it is. All I know is that it exists and I ordered it. So I have a Wise card. And then, there's obviously cash. So I figured, okay, if you're in St. Petersburg, if anything, you can probably go to Estonia. If you're going to leave, you can go to Estonia. There's probably banks there. You can probably take out money or arrange some sort of situation in Estonia. Worst comes to worst. Secondly, I don't know if banks work under like, VPN. I don't know if you could say that. Whatever, I'm going to say it. If they work under VPN, I don't know how any of that works. I just don't know. I don't know. I've seen people say it works, like it's fine, it's not fine. It doesn't seem to be a problem, but obviously I don't know. But I'm gonna take enough cash to last me, and then hopefully, my bank is a headache in the States. Like I have a bank I have TD Bank. I don't know if there's too much information. But I have TD Bank. They're on the East Coast, and I'm in St. Louis right now. And when I tell you that it's impossible to wire myself money, like it's impossible. Like I cannot do it. No bank will let me cash a money order unless I have an account there, and blah blah blah. And I'm not trying to open another bank account. I'm really not trying to open another bank account. I went to open another bank account, and it's just like, it's just super annoying. It's super annoying. And I don't want to do it. So whatever, I'm just traveling with a bunch of cash. Whatever. Like I have no problem traveling with a bunch of cash. It's not really a big deal. The thing is, like, if it's over $10,000, you have to declare it. So I don't know. I might have to declare it. I mean, it seems pretty reasonable. Like I can't put it on a card, right? So that's the other thing that I heard is that, so I've heard of, like, if you have, what's it called? That they have like a credit card tourism deal where they're going to like what is that place called in Uzbekistan? There's Bishkek and then there's Bashkent or something like that. Anyway, where I guess they sign them up for a bank and blah blah blah. I don't know how that works, but if anything, like if I need a flight out, I could just fly. Like you could probably just buy a ticket to like Turkey, right? And then take it from there, right? Like worst case scenario. Like worst case, if you're stranded, you just go to the airport, have cash, and pay for a ticket to like wherever. I don't know, either Helsinki or like maybe Tallinn in Estonia, or maybe wherever there's flights. Istanbul obviously is the most obvious one, probably. I don't know if I'm talking too loud. It's pretty late. But so anyway, yeah, and then so as far as money is concerned, there's that. And then there's also I've heard of, like, so if you have a US card, you can't use it in Russia. I don't know if you can use it to pay for stuff online with a VPN or not, but you definitely can't take out money. You definitely can't pay for stuff with a card. So I don't know. If you were to put cash into like a Russian bank and just do that, sure. And then to receive payments, like if you work online, and you'd have to wire it through an intermediary. So maybe like if there's a service like in Turkey where a Turkish bank would wire you, the US would wire it to a Turkish bank, and then they would wire it to you. That was my idea, but I literally have no clue how that would work in real life. So yeah, I mean, to me, it's just it was already like, to me, it was like already like, I was already overwhelmed when I went the first time. I just went. There's a whole lot of stuff I didn't know, and I made a ton of mistakes, and so it was already overwhelming. Like, and so now it's even more like, like it's even more. But I'm just like, whatever. Just I'll figure it out. Like. So when I figure it out, if I figure out a good solution, I mean, obviously people are talking about like crypto. I'm not really involved with crypto. I'm just not. So I'm not going to really, and I don't think that crypto is really like a practical way of transactions. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, in general, I don't really pay for stuff in crypto. Like, people are using either cash, to buy basic stuff or whatever. So I'm not trying to ramble, but I guess if you're trying to pay point of sale in Russia, you're going to need a Russian card. You can put cash into a Russian card, but then to receive payments to a Russian bank, it would have to be through an intermediary. So that's what makes the most sense. So if there should be a service out there of an intermediary fund or whatever. And then I've heard of some Muslim thing where they like, what's it called? Where they, I don't know if you've heard of this, whatever. It's the same concept. It's like there's an intermediary and they hold the funds, and then they wire it to you. So if I could find that would be great. Obviously it's going to be probably a little difficult because, my Russian is not there, but again, like, we can figure it out. Well, like, I'll figure something out. So anyway, that's like what I've been thinking about with as far as like paying for stuff. Anything else, I don't know. If the Airbnb situation doesn't work out with the people that I already know, the plan is to stay at a hostel and then, just figure it out. And it'll be like a cool adventure, I guess. It's just not perfectly logistically easy, but that's okay. Just figure it out. It'll be interesting. And it, I guess, to look at it like the bright side, it's just a bunch of different problems to solve. But yeah. And but like I said, I'm still in limbo. I'm kind of assuming that it'll go through for some reason, but I'm just still waiting. So I'm just here waiting for it to come back. And yeah, I'm like the type of person that like, I'm really bad at like, kind of like, if there's just stuff that I don't know, I'm kind of like just really bad at like just jumping in. Is this thing recording sound? I hope it is. I'm just kind of really bad at like just jumping in. or like planning. I kind of just jump in and make a ton of mistakes and do it the hard way, or let me think. What else? I mean, I'm just super stoked. I mean, when it comes, it'll be like July when I go, or no, what? It's May, so it'll be probably June when I go. So that'd be great. It's gonna be nice and warm, and the sun's gonna be out. And yeah, and if we're in St. Petersburg, then we just take a train to Estonia if like, anything really bad happens in terms of like, I don't know, like you run out of money, or you run into any kind of issues or something, you could just kind of dip out and regroup and then come back. That's my kind of like way of thinking about it. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. As far as that's concerned. Anyways, all right, so have a good one.